Look, like I'm just wearing this mask because the album cover of Earl's project. So like it is let's not make this weird. What's up YouTube? My name is Jason and this is my take. And I'm back with another video, and today we're going to talk about the new Earl Sweatshirt album, Sick. Rapper Earl Sweatshirt is back after 2 years with a new album, and this is one of the albums I was really anticipating for this year, and it's just good that Earl's back. I mean, where do I begin with Earl Sweatshirt? Former Odd Future member, and in my opinion, the best rapper in the group. I think that Tyler, the Creator, and Frank Ocean overall were the best artists, but just from technical rapping ability, Earl was the guy. From his debut album Doors that he dropped as a teen to I Don't Go Outside in 2015, Earl's raps were packed with a lot of pain and darkness and reflection of a tough life coming up. But it was in 2018 where Earl's tone and his direction really shifted with what I think is his best album, being Some Rap Songs. Mental health was a big topic on this album as Earl dealt with the deep depression and suffering the loss of his father on such a weird and off-kilter type of album that mostly Earl produced. This thing was chaotic. It was honestly like moments where it was like really hard to like listen to, as you could really hear just how much Earl was going through. But it made for one of the best albums in the later half of last decade, in my opinion. Next year, he released Feet of Clay, which kind of continued on with that sound, but top to bottom, it just felt inconsistent. And honestly, it's probably my least favorite Earl project. But in all honesty, that did not like do anything to my excitement for what Earl was gonna do next, and that being this new album over here, Sick. And after giving it my listens, this album felt a little different compared to the last couple of projects we heard. In that I mean that Earl doesn't sound like he's in such a dark place now in his life. That this album felt a little more brighter than what we've been used to hearing from him over the last couple of years. But his rapping and just what he's been doing lyrically has not changed, and it made for another dope project. So let's just jump right into some of the tracks that I really enjoyed. With the intro, Old Friend, we immediately are seeing the theme of this album with Sick, as Earl references the pandemic and the virus. But Earl, speaks on no longer being high on a stretch of the song. And it made me wonder if Sick is maybe referring to Earl dealing with drug addiction, especially in a very dark place in his life. The song 2010 was another standout. The year 2010 for Earl was significant as he dropped his breakout debut mixtape, Earl. And on this song, Earl is just kind of reflecting and talk about everything that, he went through from that time. A big thing being the stress that he put on his mother as a teen in this time, to the point where his mom, just removed him from Odd Future and sent him to boarding school, when he was really rising to fame as a rapper. This might be one of the few times where I've enjoyed a song that like has no bass line in it at all. But the melody was so catchy and the drums were still hard hitting. I love the piano rolls on this song Vision that features ZelooperZ, who I've heard on a couple songs last year and I really enjoyed them. ZelooperZ off-kilter flow on this song really fits, as, he's kind of talking about being lost. Earl comes in right after, and I love how he was flowing on this track. Earl also speaks on being lost, but eventually seeing the vision of where he wants to be as an artist and as a person, and how it's been happening in real time for him. My favorite track on this album, and one of the singles of this album, was the song Tabula, Rasa that features Billy Woods and Elucid of Armand. Look, Armand had a great year last year, especially with their album with the Alchemist, and both Elucid and Billy Woods went in on this song, especially Billy Woods. His verse on that second verse was amazing. Earl comes in at the end. He's in such a pocket. I love this line that he had in his verse where he said, "My heart was straight despite baggage, asymptomatic, but I get sick of the delays." I like how, the theme of Sick comes up again, but he's using it here to talk about his impatience and saying it like, you wouldn't know that I'm impatient, but I really do get sick of these delays, or just I do get impatient. I love the horns on the Alchemist produced track Lie. Lobby Interlude is a song that absolutely bangs despite its very short run. This track, I am curious though as to why this is an interlude when most of the songs on this album don't even really go over a minute. This album's like 24 minutes and 10 songs, like it's very short. So it's interesting that an interlude would be on here. Now there were a couple of songs on here that I didn't really like, and it really dealt with the kind of the style of what Earl was rapping over. The first being the title track "Sick." The mix on this song was very awkward. Like it didn't sound like it was mixed right, and Earl actually sounded like he was sick too. And I don't know if that was intentional due to the album title here, but it just didn't sound good to me. The song Titanic being another track that I didn't enjoy. And I don't know, I guess maybe I'm not the biggest fan of Earl on a trap beat as he was on this song. But personally, I am glad that he is experimenting and, you know, rapping over this type of production. Maybe I could get more tracks in the future that I do enjoy of him over this type of production, but it just didn't do it for me. But look, overall, it's projects like this from Earl Sweatshirt that show why he was the best lyricist in Odd Future. No matter what headspace he finds himself in, he continues to drop dope project after dope project. Production on here was solid once again, and at this point, man, it doesn't matter what's going on with Earl. When he drops, I'm first in line to hear it. Another great outing from him. So I wonder what direction Earl is gonna go in next, and I'm excited to hear it. So I'm gonna give this project a 7.5 out of 10. What were you guys' thoughts on this new Earl Sweatshirt project? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What were your favorite tracks? Let's have a discussion down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Got another video coming for you guys tomorrow. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Jason. This has been my take. I'll see you guys next time.